Yo, what's up guys, it is Saintsfan. Welcome back to another episode of Monday Mailbox. If you guys don't know, it's the series I do every Monday where you guys ask me questions either about GTA or just gaming in general, and I give you guys some answers or opinions. So if you want to leave a question for next week's episode, let me know in the comment section. But getting right into the first question, we have Karam Shakif. Sorry if I said your name wrong, but he said, are you going to be bringing back TouchUp Tuesdays since modded colors are back to GTA Next Gen? I'm not sure if modded colors are back. I haven't played with them in a while. Let me know in the comment section. I thought they were still patched, but if they are back, then yeah, let me know. As for TouchUp Tuesday, the reason I'm bringing up this question, I'm not going to say it's coming back because I don't have enough colors for every week, but tomorrow, stay tuned. I have something special that I think a lot of you guys who enjoy the TouchUp Tuesdays are going to like. So definitely check out the channel tomorrow. Moving on to the next question, Canel Torres says, would you like to see a car that's better than the Zentorno or the Adder, and maybe even escape the homing launcher where people were complaining about it? Yeah, I would definitely love to see a new DLC car that's better than those two, or at least not better, but up there, because obviously the Adder, that one goes faster, or it has a higher top speed than the Zentorno, where the Zentorno has better acceleration. Each are good for certain situations, and Rockstar have been kind of slacking lately with the sports and supercars in their DLC, so I think coming back, I think the last one actually that was good was the Zentorno and the Massacre. So if they can make a new DLC, maybe some of the cars coming with heists, or maybe after that, I don't know. But yeah, I would definitely love to see some more competition, because basically that's all you see: Zentornos and Adders for the most part driving around in races. And as for the homing launcher, I don't even really see that in online that much anymore. It was big when it first came out, but I don't think it's that big of a problem now. Because you can only hold, I think, 5 or so, or 8 bullets. I don't know. It's a low number, so you can pretty much get away from that anyway. Moving on to the next question from Big Al. This is an interesting question. It says, since the heist trailer was released and everyone's faith in Rockstar was restored and everyone became hyped again, my question is, what would happen if Heist turned out to be a massive disappointment? Good question here, Big Al. Let me know in the comment section, what would you do? What I would do, obviously I would still play the game. At the core of it, it's still somewhat fun. All the races and all the things we do, it's still, that part's still fun. I bet there's going to be a lot of people that would almost stop playing the game if heists are a disappointment. So, Rockstar definitely has to make sure heists are good. But look, if heists themselves, the actual heist part of all this stuff that they're adding is a disappointment, look, you're still going to have all the cars. You're still going to have, I guess if they add clothes, all the new masks and stuff. So it won't be terrible. It would be pretty bad, but it won't be, the end of the world. But I don't think there'll be a disappointment. I really do have hope from what we've seen from the trailers and what Rockstar said and the way they delayed it for so long. I think they are going to be good. But it is interesting to think, what would people do if they aren't what people expect? Let me know in the comment section though. Moving on though to the next question. Zoraldo, and he says, how much money will I need to be the heist leader? I recently bought a Rhino tank, so I don't have much. Maybe I can sell some of my supercars. You actually bring up a good question here, because I didn't even think of this until I read your question. Heist leader, or from what we know and from what Rockstar said, there's going to be a heist leader that will put the money up front and get the heist started. That's how you'll do the heists. And yeah, you are, like I said, you're going to have to put some money up front to buy the cars, or I don't know, whatever else there's going to be in the heist. Now obviously at the end you'll make up the money, but you are going to need that money to start it. I don't know how much it's going to be. I'm assuming it might be around 200 to 300,000 ish, because if we saw some of the payouts for the heist, maybe that's kind of a good ballpark. But yeah, you are going to need a chunk of money, especially if you do want to be the heist leader. So make sure one of your friends has a good chunk of money to be able to start this heist, because that's the last thing you want. You get ready for heist, you've been preparing and everything, and then you start it, and then nobody has enough money to to get the stuff up front. So yeah, I don't know. It is going to be interesting. We obviously don't know what the exact amount. I'm sure it'll be different for each heist mission, but it'll probably be in the hundreds of thousands. I don't think it'll reach 500 to a million maybe, but I definitely think 200-300, somewhere in that ballpark. Moving on to the next question though, from Lauren Sherrill, and the question is, do you think Rockstar will make more heists after the regular release, and if so, what would you like to see? Love the vids, keep the good work. Thank you for that, and I think they will. not right after, obviously. Like, it's taken them this long to make the heist we have now, so it probably will be, you know, a good while until they make like another version of Heist. But I think we know a little bit about the ones that are coming within a couple of weeks. So as for what I would like to see, I've said it before, I want to see some sort of like Breaking Bad heist where like you gotta heist something off a train, because that would be really, really cool. I mean, it seems Rockstar went above and beyond and implemented this Navy airship carrier, so, you know, that should be really cool. I mean, honestly, there's a bunch of ideas for heists that they could release, and even, you know, I would be okay instead of having, and maybe they don't want to do this, but look, it'd be cool, like, instead of having these massive heists, you know, they could have these smaller heists that, say, going back to the whole money issue and starting up, it's not as grand, or, you know, it doesn't cost as much. It's just some little mission type of heist, but you still get paid, you know, a good amount of money. But kind of going off of our Heist Life series that we've done in the past, you know, it'd be interesting to do something like that. Like, for example, the last one we did was just, you know, obviously there's a story behind it that we kind of made up, but we were going to steal the seaplane. You know, if it was something simple like that, you know, you do like 1 or 2 missions just to get prepped for it, and then you steal the seaplane. But obviously you don't get as much money as robbing a bank, which is obviously going to be one of the heists that they are going to be releasing within a couple of weeks. So I'd be down if there was just small stuff like that. You know, they could just release, maybe with like every DLC, they just throw a couple of heists, or, you know, a little heist in. You know, that'd be pretty cool. But I definitely think they'll release more. When though? Probably not for a good couple of months after the first heist release. And then moving on into the final question from Battle Vader. He says, any ideas for DLCs after heists? We kind of talked about this on the Squadcast this week. I think they're still going to continue with these like small DLCs that just have a couple of cars and a couple of clothing options and stuff like that, because those are pretty easy to do. But, you know, I really would like to see some bigger things added. I mean, like a zombie DLC, I think a lot of people would kind of like that, or some sort of zombie survival alien DLC. That would be cool. You know, I don't know if that's something that they would actually do, but, you know, it'd be cool. Obviously the casino, like we said in the Squadcast, that's a big one. And then, like I just said, I'm sure they're going to be working on more heists to make another like heist DLC down the line. But kind of going back to the smaller DLCs, obviously the military, like you said, we've seen a lot of stuff, especially in the Flight School DLC trailer, that could be used in a military DLC. I've said before, I'd love a retro DLC or like a throwback DLC and take stuff from like older games. That'd be pretty cool. But again, I would hope Rockstar would be focusing on like bigger DLCs to enhance the gaming experience, and not just some stuff to keep us busy, you know, like the clothes and like just some extra cars. Like, I want to see some more additions to the gameplay of the game. For example, like a casino, or like heists will do, you know, something like that. So that's what I'm kind of interested to see, what their plans are after the heists do come out. But that is it with this episode of Monday Mailbox. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you had any thoughts on anything that I mentioned in this video. And like I said at the beginning, if you have any questions for next week's episode, let me know down there as well. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe for more awesome GTA content. Like I said, look tomorrow for some awesome TouchUp Tuesday-ness. And as always, it's your boy Saintsfan. I'm out. Peace!